Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boucher Field and the Husson Eagles Sports Network for this presentation of D3 Women's College Lacrosse between the Thomas College Terriers and the Husson University Eagles. I'm Max Sturm, joined alongside Sam Johnson, and today this matchup is an interconference matchup in the North Atlantic Conference and the finale at home for the Eagles. Sam, this should be an interesting matchup today.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a really good one today, especially with Husson coming off a loss. They want to get their revenge back and get a win on for this one today.
Yeah, the Eagles coming off of a 12-9 loss at the hands of USM here at home. It was a close game throughout. The Eagles kind of kept it within one or two goals for a while there, and then finally at the end of the game kind of gave up a few, came away with the loss there. For the Terriers, they're coming off of back-to-back losses to the top seed in the conference, Maine Maritime Academy. Both scores 18-3 back-to-back. And it was Isabella Pelletier who was really the captain of those two games, scoring 2 in the first matchup and 3 in this last one, getting all the goals for the Terriers. And in that last matchup for the Eagles, they had a lot of really good plays. There was a variety of goal scorers. Avery Baker was able to get a hat trick, and she's moving up the list on all-time goals for the Eagles. She's second right now behind only Coach Amanda DeHaze. Baker with 118, Coach DeHaze with 130. So if she's able to average a hat trick for the rest of these games, she'll be able to at least tie that record. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to go ahead and send it over to our PA announcer, Zach Mills, and we'll come back to you on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Welcome to Boucher Field for today's game featuring the Terriers of Thomas College and your Husson University Eagles. Husson University would like to thank its corporate sponsors, Adidas, DKI Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration Incorporated, Buffalo Wild Wings, Karen Signs, Casella, Chick-fil-A, Courtyard by Marriott Bangor, Creative Print Services, Cross Insurance, Sear Bus Line, Domino's, Down East Orthopedics, Dice Arts, First National Bank, Gatorade, Greenway Equipment Sales, Heyman Lumber Company, Harvest Moon Deli, Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, Holiday Inn, Pepsi, Pizzeria Uno, Ron's Moving, Saco Bay Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, School Street Picture Framing Inc., Ticket Smarter, U.S. Air Force, Barney Buick GMC Mazda, and White Sporting Goods. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship for the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. Introducing today's starters, first for the visiting Terriers. A sophomore defender, number 2, Emily Gower. A sophomore attack, number 3, Isabella Pelletier. A senior attack and defense, number 7, Sadie Dorr. A junior attack, number 8, Maria Prothero. A senior midfield, number 9, Mary LaRochelle. A senior midfield, number 10, Emily Wallingford. A junior attack, number 12, Eve Schultz. A first-year attack, number 13, Sophia Clayton. A senior defense, number 22, Elise Cyphers. A sophomore attack and defense, number 23, Jaden Brelin. In goal, a sophomore, number 25, Bristol Sign. And a sophomore attack, number 99, Gwendolyn Schilly. The Terriers are coached by Caitlin Daly. And now the starters for your Eagles of Husson University. A junior from Farmingdale, Maine, number 1, Avery Baker. A junior from Winslow, Maine, number 2, Madison Lauer. A senior from Hyde Park, Vermont, number 5, Maddie Benoit. A senior from Georgia, Vermont, number 7, Sydney Heff. A junior from Baltimore, Maryland, number 10, Layla Martinez. A junior from Wilder, Vermont, number 12, Gracie Gardner. A senior from Reedfield, Maine, number 14, Natalie Witten. A senior from Concord, New Hampshire, number 15, Jordan Lingle. A senior from Richmond, Rhode Island, number 17, Montana Carrier. A sophomore from Gorham, Maine, number 19, Riley Menard. In goal, a senior from Lewiston, Maine, number 22, Emma Beeks. And a sophomore from Corinna, Maine, number 24, Jory Boyd. The Eagles are coached by Amanda DeHaze, and she's assisted by Caitlin Doloff. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Back again on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Once again, I'm Max Sturm, joined alongside Sam Johnson. About to get underway here at Boucher Field for this conference matchup between Thomas College and Husson University. Sam, we are expecting a good matchup out of this one. Last time the Eagles won 13-3, but, you know, most of the time in a second matchup, the opponent who lost learned something from that experience, and so you expect Thomas College to come back into it today.
Oh, yeah, Thomas for sure going to be trying to use what they learned in that last matchup and try to put it into what's going to happen today.
So we'll go over starters real quick. First for Thomas College, it's Emily Gower, Isabella Pelletier, Sadie Dorr, Maria Pothero, Mary LaRochelle, Emily Wallingford, Eve Schultz, Sophia Clayton, Elise Cyphers, Jaden Brillant, Bristol Sign, and Gwendoline Shaline. And then for the Eagles, it's Avery Baker, Madison Lower, Maddie Benoit, Sydney Heth, Layla Martinez, Gracie Gardner, Natalie Witten, Jordan Langle, Montana Carrier, Riley Maynard, and Emma Began and Jory Boyd. And one name missing for the Eagles today that is pretty big is Kate Bumke. She is out today with injury, so no Bumke here in this game. The Eagles will have to use their other variety of scores. We're about to get underway here. It'll be Jordan Langle for the Eagles and Emily Wallingford for the Terriers at the draw. A little pregame discussion going on between the referees, just making sure everything's ready. And now it looks like we're about ready to go. This is a huge conference game for both of these teams. The Eagles sit second in the North Atlantic Conference standings right now. MMA with a 5-0 conference record. The Eagles with a 2-1, looking to get that total up to 3 and keep themselves in prime position. And it's up. And this first one's going to be won by Martinez, who's going to take off quick down the field before settling it in the offensive zone and getting it to Natalie Witten. Benoit moves to the top of the key. She's looking to make a move. Pass inside, back to Baker. Baker's just going to pull it back out. The work behind the net now. Here's Witten. Witten with a dump to Maddie Benoit. Looking to make a move inside. Benoit has an angle and does not have the shot, so she takes it back out. Smart move by Maddie Benoit, keeping the ball in the possession of the Eagles. Now Lengel going to try the same thing. And she loses the ball, but is able to pick it back up. It looks like we are going to have some sort of violation in that shooting circle. And real early on, it'll be Jordan Lengel with an opportunity from the shooting stripe.
Yeah, that's something that the Terriers for sure don't want to see right now, this early in the game.
This is a big problem for the Terriers in the last game. A lot of free position goals. And here's Jordan Lengel shoots. That one saved by Sign. Fantastic read on that one, but another... Looks like it's going to be another. No, they will say that it is the Terriers' ball. So Sign holds it. Will step out of the crease. No one coming after her, so she'll just sit there. Remember, they got to get it across the line after, I believe it's 20 seconds here. Still being patient is Sign. Very well defended by the Eagles in this transition. Finally able to find a teammate up the field. This one's picked up by Shilly. And then finally delivered to Wallingford. Wallingford making a move inside. Shoots and scores! The Terriers come out first. And they're up 1-0. And Wallingford just drove straight to the net for her 11th goal of the year.
Yeah, it was looking a little slow to begin with, having a Sign back there, but being able to get the ball down the field and get a score.
Patience is key in the game of lacrosse sometimes, and they take advantage of the aggressive defense in their own defensive end, and they're able to. It wasn't necessarily a fast break, but it almost felt like it the way that they moved it in the offensive zone. And sometimes that aggressive defense back in the defensive end for the Eagles in that transition, it's really good when it works, but if they're able to lay out a pass like Sign did right there, it's real hard to get back and in position on the Eagles' defensive side. This one's fought for and won by Dorr. Dorr's going to take it to the close side. Just toss it back to a teammate. That was Prothero. And now working back to this side of the field is Cyphers. Cyphers working against Gardner. Gardner trying to push her out of bounds. She's getting close to that line, but Cyphers will eventually beat her. Gardner stays back behind that restraining line.
Yeah, the Eagles out there playing some aggressive defense so far.
Aggressive defense is what's going to win you these conference games, especially now that they do have a matchup together under their belt. The Eagles haven't had much time of possession. Here's an opportunity, and that time it was Maynard picking up the defense, but I believe it's going to be a violation and a free position opportunity coming up for Wallingford.
Yeah, if the Terriers get a goal here, it's going to be a little difficult for the Eagles to come back and try to get into this
Saw
game.
the speed on the last one. Wallingford just a little bit wide of the net that time, high and wide. And the Eagles pick it back up with Jory Boyd. Jory Boyd's going to take off here, making her way down the field. And the defense of Sadie Dorr is going to draw a foul. We'll see if a card's coming out. It looks like it is. So a green card and a woman-up opportunity for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's something that the Eagles really need right now. Only being down by one, it's not really bad, but being able to convert on a woman down is really what they need right now.
Any deficit is a negative in the game of lacrosse, and the Eagles looking to erase that deficit, not let the Terriers get off to a hot start. So Baker has it at the top. She's going to feed it inside for Langle, who is finally able to corral it. It's tightly defended. Now a feed from Witten to Martinez. Great defense. Knocks the ball up in the air and high of the goal. Still going to remain with the Eagles. Maddie Benoit was there waiting on the shot.
That was a great pass getting into Martinez inside, just not being able to get it in the goal that time.
Yeah, Witten known for her ability to make those good reads inside. She is the Eagles' all-time assist leader. Martinez, long pass over to Witten. Witten feed inside. And Gardner's going to just take it out behind the net again. Get it back to Witten. Witten maybe with a shot. Yes, and it's saved by Sign. That one was a little high, too. So all Sign had to do was lift that stick up on her strong side. She is a left-hander. Dorr making her way quickly down the field, but Martinez catches up to her. Is putting on the pressure. Martinez forces the ball out. Two Eagles there fighting for it. It looks like it was last touched by Carrier, so it stays with the Terriers. But that's the kind of defense you like to see from the Eagles. There was kind of a break there going for Sadie Dorr. Martinez sprinted down the field, was able to get in front of her and slow down the momentum.
Yeah, Martinez is one of the faster players out there. Even though she's not one of the tallest, being able to get to those loose balls, she's getting right there to him.
So the Terriers once again setting it up. Dorr with the ball in possession. Passed off to Pelletier. Pelletier, the leading scorer for this team, 23 goals on the year. Had all 3 goals in their last matchup versus the Mariners. Eagles playing that zone defense that we're so accustomed to seeing. And Martinez knocks that one up out of the air. Dorr able to track it down and beat out Montana Carrier for that one. Pelletier now taking advantage. And that one's saved by Biggs on the low shot. Quick outlet pass up the field to Witten. Baker's got a break. This might be Witten taking it all the way. She'll feed inside. Baker shoots, and that one's blocked by Sign. It might be a violation, though, but nonetheless a fantastic play by Sign, stepping up in front of that shot from Baker. Baker is so lethal from that position on the field, and she made the stop.
Yeah, it was just a great play just overall, getting that fast break. Beeks getting it out to the open field to Baker and just being able to convert.
So Witten has possession, and that one's saved again by Sign.
Sign is just doing great so far. Something that they've probably learned over the last matchup.
Sign came prepared today. She's got 136 saves on the year to just 129 goals allowed. She has been a real bright spot on this team that is 1-9 and 0-4 in the conference right now. Sign's only a sophomore as well, so she's got another 2 years ahead of her. A mishandle on the pass from the Eagles is going to result in another Terriers possession. And so far, these offensive possessions for the Eagles have not turned out well. It almost seems like they're rushing it a little bit too fast. Here's a break for La Rochelle. One defender to beat. Good pass to Pelletier. Pelletier, and that's Biggs with the save.
Biggs getting in there just to be able to get that stop. Great work of being the goalkeeper right there.
Both goalies on either end making spectacular plays with the one-on-one. Saved the Eagles from going down 2-0 in this one. And they'll reset it back on their offensive end with Baker working on the side of the net. Langle now. Feed inside to Baker. Baker loses it. It's on the ground and picked back up.
Looking to set up a good pass right there in the middle.
Yeah, they found some good passes. Here's Benoit. Benoit shoots in. That one's just off the ground, I believe. Some of these opportunities have been fantastic, as we were just saying. Just not able to convert so far are the Eagles. Feed inside, but a violation first. Benoit had a pretty wide open shot opportunity there, but the whistle was blown. And Baker's going to get a free position opportunity here.
Yeah, this is one of the leader scorers and goals right here.
And Baker gets it to go, finally breaking that streak of no scores for the Eagles, and it's 1-1. Baker, one goal closer to that record, now 119 in her career. Make that 24 on the year. Just one behind Kate Bumke, who's the team's leader right now.
Yeah, also with Bumke being out, Baker's going to have to step up a little bit to get those goals for the Eagles.
Baker is one of the best when it comes to stepping up. She has been the best player for this Eagles squad over the last 2 years, the last 3 years that she has been here, ever since her freshman year, where she had 50 goals on the season. A fantastic performance in her opening season, and she has put up the same performances year after year. This draws up in the air and goes just over the stick of Martinez, but she's still fighting for it. And Gardner's going to get it after a great fight by Martinez. Gardner, feed inside, was looking for Witten. That pass was coming in a little bit hot at a close range.
Yeah, Baker was trying to get to the ball before going out.
And, yep, you're right. Looks like they will not keep possession. So working the far side is Grauer. Another whistle here, and it's going back the Eagles' way.
Yeah, that's something that Terriers don't really want right now. With it being tied, Eagles will get on a streak right now.
And the official call was wrong, so it is back with the Terriers. I thought that was probably on Husson. The initial indication was that it was going back to the Eagles, but they changed the call. La Rochelle gets it into the restraining zone. Now Wallingford with possession. Wallingford seems to be the one that they like to set it up, set their plays up with first.
Yeah, one of the seniors on the team being able to know how to set up an offense right there.
She's got 11 goals on this season and 1 in this game. Mishandle is fought for in the corner. This is going to be close. 3 Terriers there, and it's just Maynard. But with a violation, Husson will keep it. He's going to get it to Biggs, and that's the smart play. Now she can look for an outlet. She's looking for Martinez. Perfect pass, and now she's streaking up the field. Biggs has been so good at those outlet passes. And rather than taking the fast break, they'll settle it down. Langle driving between multiple defenders, dishes it back out to Benoit. Benoit with a fake. And that one just a little bit wide of Baker. Baker able to pick it back up. Driving inside, shot, saved by Sign.
Another great save by Sign. Sign's getting out there and not allowing those shots that they're trying to put in.
A lot of these shots from the Eagles coming above the shoulders of Sign, so that makes the saves a little bit easier for her, but nonetheless, some tough shots to stop, and she has came up big in those. That outlet pass by Sign is not great, and it hits off of Maynard. Maynard fighting for it, somehow still has possession. She's whacked. She got whacked in the head pretty bad there after trying to fight through 3 defenders. And that's the hard part, is there's not a lot of protection of the head in women's lacrosse. You've got the face mask, but other than that, if you get hit with a stick, it is going to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
She's back up on her feet, and it looks like she'll stay in the game and start with possession here.
So the Eagles again getting a woman up opportunity here.
Yep, power play coming up for the Eagles, and they've been relatively successful on that throughout the year. Martinez out in the alley now, setting it up way outside of where the defense is before bringing it in. Gardner makes a fantastic catch, working inside, shot, and scores! Finding just enough space on the right side of Sign, and gives the Eagles their first lead of the game.
Yeah, just attacking that bottom right or the bottom left corner, just being able to get that in. and was fast enough to move around and just get that goal.
Baker made a nice pass, but Gardner with an even better catch and then moved to that left side of the goal and was able to squeeze the ball in on a sidearm shot. What a play by Gracie Gardner, the junior from Vermont. That's her 13th goal on the year, and it gives the Eagles the lead. So now if you're the Terriers, you don't want what the Eagles were just fearing to happen to you. You want to try and keep this game close, so better production on the offensive side needs to happen. They started the game off well. Wallingford's released after that score, so she's back there working on the draw. And she's going to catch another violation here. It won't send her off the field. Or maybe no, this one might have been on Pelletier. Nonetheless, the Eagles will remain with possession and win that draw. Witten trying to find anything inside. He's going to have to force it behind the net. Well, she'll have it again before getting it back to Gardner. Swinging it to Martinez, and then finally to Benoit.
Yeah, I like how the Eagles are taking their time to get it around.
That's a shot from Langle, goes high of the net, but she's fouled inside the shooting circle. Or maybe fouled outside of the shooting circle. They will not give her now another whistle. I think there's still some discussion about that. It looks like Langle got hit in the hand there. Nonetheless, she'll stay out. Shake it off.
Yeah, a little contact, just getting on the inside and trying to get the ball. It happens. It happens.
Yep. For sure. And now it's swung back to Lauer. Feed inside to Baker. Well defended by the Terriers. Another great feed. And that one scored by Lower. Lower made a nice catch inside in front of the goaltender. All she had to do was turn around and put it in the back of the net. She does to give the Eagles a 3-1 lead. So Baker will pick up the assist there. So 3 goals, 3 different goal scorers for the Eagles. It's Gardner, Baker, and now Lauer.
It was just great. Laura were just getting in there and getting right around the crease and just being able to score. Again, in that bottom left corner, the side needs to look out for that a little bit more.
Yeah, they're definitely starting to attack that now after the first series of shots up high didn't seem to work. Sign has let in 2 now of those shots. This draw is going to be won by Wallingford. Is being chased down by Langle and Benoit. Benoit with just a little bit too much contact. Pelletier now working with Martinez. Finally given to La Rochelle, who will just settle it at the top here. And there are times where you see the Terriers slow it down like this and get a little bit methodical with their offense, and it works real well. There's a feed inside. It's off the stick of Wallingford, but picked up by Pelletier, where they get a little bit more methodical and they work, and it becomes successful for them, and it makes you wonder why they have a 1-9 record on the year. But I think once they lose a lead or get a significant deficit, they might get a little bit down on themselves. This is a prideful team for sure, but haven't been able to really close out games. They have a lot of close games this year as well, where the game wasn't ever really out of reach for them. It just didn't go their way.
Yeah, and just that can just diminish a team just being down for so long, or getting up to close enough to get the lead, and then the other team your opponents just go ahead and just scores on. That does hurt a team a little bit. It discourages them a little bit.
It definitely does, and that's going to be Riley Maynard delivering the contact behind the net and heading into the box. So the Terriers now with a power play opportunity. And I also think that some of it is just they're under new direction as of last year. Caitlin Daly is a second-year head coach who has a lot of experience as a player playing at Franklin Pierce, where she was a captain and a star of that team. But she hasn't done a lot of coaching, previously coached in high school. And that's going to be a goal scored by Pelletier. And so Pelletier brings it back within one.
Yeah, Pelletier, the leaders in goals this year for Thomas, now putting it to 24. That's someone that Husson needs to look out for.
And they had to take advantage of that woman-up opportunity, and they did. And that's the kind of methodical plays that I was talking about earlier. They were passing it around and made that defense move in their zone, and it provided enough space for Pelletier to drive through and lay that one behind the stick of Beegs.
Yeah, with Husson being a team that likes to go on a faster pace, Thomas being able to slow it down and pick the right angles to get those passes, that's what Husson needs to look out for so far.
So this game remains close. Remember, the first one ended 13-3. Terriers already 2/3 of the way to their last total. Here's a feed to Witten, is lost and picked up by Sign. Great job saving that one. She'll outlet quickly, looking for Cyphers. Cyphers and Baker fighting for it on the sideline, and Baker shoved down. That's going to be a violation of some sort. Won't result in a card, so Cyphers stays on the field. But this is another possession for the Eagles that, if you're Amanda DeHaze in this offense, you feel like you got to have in a close game.
Yeah, just being able to get down the field and get to the goal as much as possible.
Benoit wanted to take that shot, but a great stick play by Cyphers knocks it loose. And the Terriers are now heading back down the other side. But it's lost. Ball's been on the ground quite a bit on this side of the field. And finally picked back up. Looking to get out of that pressure. And unable to do so, the Eagles take the ball.
That was great defense by Gardner and Lowry trying to get her to go out of bounds.
So now Witten has it behind the net once again. She's been making nice feeds today for these chances for the Eagles. Lowry's able to pick it back up after it was on the ground briefly. That's Reese Sullivan, and Baker puts it way too high over the net. They say that Sign was able to beat out Natalie Witten as we come to the end of the first quarter. 3-2, Eagles lead as we head to the second. Don't go anywhere. This is the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back now on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles with a 3-2 lead in this conference matchup from the North Atlantic Conference. Again, the Eagles fighting to keep that number 2 spot. They've got a decent lead over Farmington, but anything can change in the last 3 weeks of a season. We've seen that multiple times. Thomas, the 4 seed right now, and it looks like they will have an opportunity to play in a playoff game. However, as the 4 seed, you will not get that home field advantage. So this is more so a time to work on their skills and get prepared for those playoff games.
Yeah, Thomas, again, 0-4 in conference. If they do get this win here today, that will build up their confidence for the rest of this season.
Thomas's lone win came against Anna Maria College on March 3rd, where they won in a game that ended in 17-10. So they are able to put up significant numbers. Just haven't seen it a lot this year, and I believe that this really falls back on the lack of assists. Only 14 assists on 66 goals this year, which from what we've seen so far in this game is a little bit surprising the way that they've been passing the ball when they're in the offensive zone. Pelletier is going to win this draw. Baker and Benoit, heavy pressure on the sideline. They're just trying to force her out. Great job not to be forced out and get it off to Wallingford. Wallingford's going to bring it back out in the alley and settle it down. Look at her options. Gets it to La Rochelle, who will take it behind the net.
Yeah, the Eagles always playing great zone defense. Get a stop like that.
And that was La Rochelle looking for Pelletier, who had an opportunity to shoot, but she wasn't able to corral it. Now Witten with a break down the close side of the field. She'll keep it out too. Terriers will have a chance to settle in. Baker looking for Lengel inside. She passes it back out to Witten. Witten, I believe. Wow! I think Witten was trying to find Martinez cutting in, and Sign put it in her own net.
Yeah, it looked as the Sign was trying to get that ball from and flying in the air, and accidentally got it into her own goal.
Sign was trying to pick that one off. I think you're right, and wasn't able to get it in her stick, and it falls into her own net. And so it's those kind of mistakes maybe that have cost them this year. That one, a bit of an oddity. You don't see that all too much. So that one gets credited to no one on the Eagles. So that'll look weird on the stat sheet later tonight when that comes out.
Yeah, sure will.
I'm sure teammates will be giving Natalie Witten credit for that one.
Oh, yes, they will. They sure will.
So now a change at the draw control circle. Still Wallingford for the Terriers, but Avery Baker working in the center for the Eagles. We've seen a lot more of that as of recent. This one's won by Wallingford again. Wallingford has done well at the draw control circle today, has won several. And so we're going to get a whistle, and that's because the shot clock has not started yet. Looking to reset it to 84. And it looks like they're still working on that. Take a look at the last game for the Eagles versus USM. It was Kate Bemke scoring 4 goals in a 12-9 win. Baker added a hat trick of her own. Layla Martinez with 2 goals. The Eagles did well moving the ball around. Just came up a little bit short, and really it was in that fourth quarter where the offense kind of started to fall apart. They kept the game within 3 throughout the entire game. The USM Huskies are a real talented team in their conference. They're looking to make a championship run this year. So It was no cakewalk for the Eagles to try and keep this one close or win that game, but we saw a lot of good offensive production in those first 3 quarters from the Eagles. Bemke, of course, not playing today. Had a hat trick and 1 in that last game. They'll miss her out there today, but hoping to get her back for their next contest, which is versus Maine Farmington. And then got a score, and I believe that one's going to be Mary La Rochelle. Oh, that one was Pelletier. So Pelletier gets her second of this one.
Someone that they need to look out for, getting down there and getting the score.
So correction. No, that's correct. We had a little bit of confusion up here. That is Pelletier, and it was assisted by Mary La Rochelle.
And the two leaders of this team so far.
2 of the predominant players on this Terrier squad for sure. Each of them in the top 3 for goals and assists. And then La Rochelle, the leader in everything besides goals this year. Baker was looking for a foul there, won't get it, so Sadie Dorr picks it up. He's looking to clear it out by sending it back a little bit. That one to Piper Hewins. And another foul coming up. We're going to see a card here, I believe, on Avery Baker.
Baker was trying to play a little aggressive after not getting that ground ball.
Yeah, Baker just trying to chase it down and force a turnover. Unfortunately, it's going to cost her some time in the box. And so the Terriers working on another power play opportunity. They scored on their last one. And so in a 1-goal game, they can tie it up. If they play smart here, they'll have 2 minutes to do it. This one's rolling around on the ground, and a foul's going to give it back to the Eagles. So Eagles want to work quickly here or really kill off this clock. So maybe they'll just pass it around for a bit.
Yeah, Husson, the Eagles are usually a fast-paced team, but when they get to slow it down, that's when they really get their scores going on.
Yep, trying to just kill off this penalty. Playing woman down right now. Lengel on the far side, finding Witten, and then Martinez. That's exactly what they're going to do. Just working around the far outside, not allowing that defense really to make any play on it. Witten's going to be pressured now by La Rochelle. So she'll get it out to Lengel, who finds Benoit, and she's tripped up. And so they're going to say a card now, and we're back at even strength as Sadie Dorr comes to the box. That one's a yellow card, so a 2-minute penalty coming up for the Terriers, and it looks like the Eagles will have 52 seconds to work with once they kill off this penalty to have a power play opportunity of their own.
Yeah, that's something the Eagles really want to do right now. Already being up, they just want to continue on with that lead.
So the Terriers turn a woman-up opportunity back to even strength. So it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles change their offensive game plan here. Maybe still just trying to kill that penalty so that they have the up opportunity. Here's a shot from Martinez, saved by Sign up high. She's looking for the quick outlet, and she finds La Rochelle.
That was a great save by Sign.
Sign making a lot of those fantastic saves today. This one's dropped on the ground and finally picked up by Gardner. 32 seconds remaining on the Eagles penalty from Avery Baker. I'm sure we'll see her make her way back onto the field and be a part of this offense. Here's Lauer now. Back to Witten. Still working way outside past that 12-yard mark.
Yeah, the Eagles are for sure going to be slowing down until they can get Baker back.
And fouled inside the shooting circle is Gardner, and she'll get a chance. And let me tell you, Sam, this is one of her better spots for the free position shot. She likes to lay it low here or find a teammate on the other side. She's been super successful from this spot. She will lay it low, and a great save made by Sign once again, tracking that one all the way off the bounce.
Yeah, I think Sign's understanding now, getting those other goals for the Eagles. They were getting down low, but now she realized that she has to guard that position a little bit more now.
Quickly turning the stick to make that save. The Eagles were able to track it down after. And now the Eagles on the power play as Baker made her way back in. But an unforced error is going to stay in. Great job by Natalie Winton to chase that one down and keep this opportunity alive for Husson. Martinez scoops that one up off the turf and gets it to Benoit. Benoit dodging and weaving and loses the ball. Heavy pressure now on Wallingford by Martinez and Lengel before the whistle here. She'll get it back to La Rochelle. La Rochelle making some moves of her own to get past some of Husson's quickest defenders before getting it to Gower. That one's knocked down in the air by Maynard before being picked up by Pelletier. Pelletier looking to make a move. She loses it. Ball all over the place as it heads down the field. Sydney Heth loses it before scooping it back up, looking to make a pass. And Witten's going to pick it up off the bounce and give the Eagles another chance. Back to even strength now in this game. Both teams doing a great job killing off the penalties.
Yeah, just using all the time that they have. Get it down to the other side of the field to try to attack.
And so another whistle coming up here. Believe that's going to be Langle was fouled, but a little bit farther out from that 8-yard mark. So instead of the shot, they'll just pass it around and reset their offense as it was. Martinez picks it up off the bounce. Playing far outside, letting her offense make those cuts through the middle. Here's a screen set by Lauer, giving Martinez some space. Doesn't see anything, so she gets it back to Witten behind the net. She's now creeping up and loses the ball. Heading back behind the net now, giving it to Gardner. Gardner, a lot of space on that far side. Is looking for something inside, doesn't see anything. So now back at the top. Feed from Langle to Benoit. No good, off the turf, and picked up by Cyphers.
The Terriers doing great in that scoring circle, preventing the Eagles getting inside to get that pass in that they really wanted.
Eagles, on the other hand, doing a really good job defensively there to try and stop that clear. And still on the ground, finally rolls slowly out of bounds. Terriers ball still. So now you'll see a few Eagles fall a little bit further back. Won't play as tight coverage defense. Looking to reset the clock now, I believe is what the whistle is for. Just over halfway into this second quarter now, or just under halfway into this second quarter. Sam, what have we seen out of the Terriers that has been most impressive to you? Usually we've seen the Eagles take big leads over these other conference opponents, but this is still a one-goal game.
Yeah, just being able to play defense inside that scoring circle, just being able to be able to post up and be right in their way, playing a zone, and then doubling sometimes on the better scorers on Husson.
They have doubled really well. Those feeds inside have given the Eagles some opportunities, but that heavy pressure from the defense has forced those shots either high, where Sign has been able to make some great saves, or over the net. So great job there, and then you obviously have to give credit to Sign for what she has done as well in this game so far. Here's an extended whistle here. The clock is reset, but a little bit of confusion, so officials make their way over to the press box to talk with the sports information crew. Now it's reset and back in play. Baker's able to pick that one off. Looks like she's going to try and drive. She loses it, is able to secure it again. And now slowing it down are the Eagles.
Yeah, that's something that the Eagles need to do.
I agree. When they slow the ball down, they work a lot better, especially when they get to getting those cuts through the middle there. They do have some shifty players that can make their way inside on those breaks, though. One of them holding the ball now is Martinez, and now Gardner. Gardner with a feed to Lauer. Great pass to get it outside to Langle. Had 2 sticks on her. Feed from Langle, looking for Witten is no good.
That was a great look by Lingle trying to get that inside. The score, getting back on Sign's left side, try to get that down low score.
Yep, and still great defense from the Terriers, staying on that stick and not allowing that pass to be completed. So the Terriers take back over. Eagles playing a hard press here. You see Gardner and Baker looking to take on Terriers player there. That one's on the ground and finally picked back up. That time by Hewins. And another unforced error from the Terriers. It's going to give it back to the Eagles. And I think in this second quarter, we've seen a lot more of that. They were able to find the back of the net once, but other than that, not a lot of time in the offensive zone for the Terriers.
Yeah, the Eagles have been posting up on them and playing aggressive defense, just not even get into their attacking side.
We've seen so much good transition defense from the Eagles this year. Some teams have been able to find a way around it. Thomas really has not, other than a few times in this game. So back in the offensive zone for the Eagles, it's Witten and Martinez working at the top. Some cuts coming from the inside. Lower and Langle kind of sitting in front of the goal there. They're going to separate and give some space for Witten, who draws the penalty and is going to shoot from the line.
Yeah, looks like she's getting a pretty good position, just about in the middle, but she can also fake it out and try to get to that left side again.
This is going to be a little bit tougher for her as Signs a left-handed goalie. Shot goes low and scores! Natalie Witten adds to her totals. Already with an assist in this one. Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. Witten again, just seeing what Signs have been struggling on with getting goals. It's just getting low. Signs need to work on getting a little bit to the lower side a little bit.
Yeah, she was set up on this right side of the shooting circle, so Signs already had the stick in her strong hand, the left side, covering the majority of that net, and kind of stood on the right side. So all Natalie Witten needed to do was lay it low and beat that stick down there, and she did, bouncing it off the ground. A great play from the experienced vet. So that's her 14th goal of the season through 11 games now. And what a career she has had. 62 goals, but the real talking point has been her assists. 88 of them in her career to go along with 20 caused turnovers, 5 game-winning goals.
That's just a great stat line. Great stat line for experience.
Again, the all-time assist leader for the Eagles has had a fabulous career here in Bangor, Maine. And it's certainly going to be a player that they miss next season. She provides a lot of opportunities. We've seen her find these incredible feeds throughout. Baker's going to have an opportunity from a premier spot at the free position. She bounces it off the post and scores. Sign not able to track that one down. It banks off the post. And in quick succession, the Eagles find their way back up to a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back. Very, very fast scores for the Eagles. Terriers need to find out what to do on defense in this next possession.
Baker with number 2 on the day brings her season total to 25, tying Kate Bemke. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by the Terriers. We'll go ahead and take a quick 1-2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, 6-3 Eagles lead, 5:41 remaining in the first half, and the Terriers coming out of a timeout now. I really like that timeout call from the Terriers, Sam, as we saw 2 quick goals for the Eagles, rapid succession, and that kind of just gives them an opportunity to, 1, slow down the momentum of Husson, but 2, gather everything and talk about what needs to be improved.
Yeah, that's something that, again, they for sure did not want to see, just the Eagles getting on a fast tangent of getting scores. So being able to take that time out, regroup together, and see what they really needed to do.
And Caitlin Daly, like I said, a former player at Franklin Pierce, knows exactly what timeouts can do for momentum on your side, but also the momentum of the other team, especially if they're on a run. So back of the draw, control circle, it's thrown up in the air, knocked around, and Door's going to pick it up before losing it. Martinez, first one to get there, and finds the outlet to Gardner. Great job by Martinez, staying with it even after it was secured by Door and getting the Eagles another possession.
The Eagles just really good at getting down to the other side of the field.
Yeah, they've done real well in transition today, especially coming off of those draws. Langle is going to be fouled inside. And so she has a real tough angle here at a shot, especially as a right-hander. I expect she's going to be looking for Martinez or someone on the other side. No, she'll just draw it back out. Great job. Good awareness that the shot was not there to take it back out and reset the offense.
Yeah, it's better just to start up a new play instead of trying to take that difficult shot.
Yeah, potentially turning the ball over too. Feed inside from Baker, was looking for Langle once again. Lower, able to pick that one up. Martinez and Benoit working on the outside. Benoit with a nice pick. Looking for that pick and roll. Unsuccessful. Bounces back. Here's a retry at that play. Sign with an incredible save up close against Maddie Benoit.
Sign just for every shot that they try to get up high. She's always there. She's always getting there for it.
She has been perfect on those saves today. Multiple doorstep shots coming her way right up close. And she has stood tall in net. So interesting here. It looked like the outlet pass from Sign went out of bounds. But the Terriers are still going to remain with possession. Maybe an additional call that we didn't see there. Working around, it's going to be Gower has a little bit of space, but Witten's staying right there with her, and Benoit comes in to help, pushing down the sideline, but she's able to clear it out into the alley. Benoit works back inside, forces a bad pass, picked up by Heth, and Began was looking to grab it, unable to, and a great play made by Langle to pick it off before an open opportunity at a wide open net.
Yeah, it was a great stop by Lingle getting that ball. So they were trying to get her around to the front side when Beeks was standing on the side of the goal.
Yeah, a close call there for the Eagles, but one of the Eagles' best defenders comes up big right there. Langle, of course, with 31 caused turnovers coming into this game, make that 32. She leads the league. Sorry, that's in her career. 19 coming into the game, 20 now. She leads the team in that category. Martinez has been the option in that transition, and it's worked out well. She's used her speed very well here for the Eagles. Benoit slicing, dicing, puts a shot low, and that one's blocked. And it's Langle able to pick it back up, keep possession for the Eagles. Benoit, second chance opportunity. That one bounces over the net. And Benoit's really just trying to lay those ones low. We've seen how well that's worked for the Eagles. That one just a little bit too far outside. And a weird angle, it bounces over the net.
Yeah, but just the Eagles just now being able to get inside into that shooting circle again is a great thing that they need to keep trying to push and go for.
Yeah, they've been working against that Terriers defense well. Here's a feed inside looking for Witten. Knocked all the way up in the air and whistle before it finds its way into the net. Man, that would have been the second weirdest goal we saw today.
Oh, yes, it would have.
Instead, it'll be Witten at the top of the shooting circle with another prime chance to score.
Yeah, this would really help the Eagles get on a good lead.
Witten with quick speed and a quick shot finds the back of the net. And the Eagles up to a 4-goal lead here in the second period.
And like what I just said, this will help get the Eagles into a little momentum to keep going and keep pushing.
Yeah, this quarter started as a 1-point or a 2-point quarter. The Terriers brought it back within one, and then just rapid succession, we have seen this momentum for the Eagles build and build. They've really started to click on offense. I think they figured out what the Terriers were doing defensively, and they're taking advantage of it now.
Yeah, and the Eagles not at times always slow down and try to make a play. Most of the time getting fast-paced, trying to get in there. What they're doing right now is really, really good, slowing it down a little bit and being able to get those goals.
I agree. When you've got so much time on the shot clock, that really should be your first option. Every possession, you're looking to score. And yes, sometimes if you've got a perfect opportunity on a fast break or a wide open teammate within that shooting circle, you can lay it in. But why waste an opportunity and a possession if it's not going to be a for-sure goal? So great job by the Eagles slowing it down on these last few possessions and making the most of them. So the Terriers now, in a turn of events, are going to have an opportunity down in their zone. We have not seen a lot of this in this second quarter. That one goal has really been it for them. It has remained mostly on the Eagles' side. Pelletier working out far. Maynard just shadowing her. Eagles mostly just shadowing around. They don't want to play too far out and give them opportunities to make those cuts.
The Eagles, again, with this zone defense, they're really good at doing that, being able to double the Terriers, too.
If you're the Terriers, you kind of want to work around the backside of the net. That's what's going to work against this zone. Driving inside, Dorr, foul called. And so Dorr's going to get an opportunity, again, from kind of a tough angle, but a little bit better than what we saw on the other side for Lango previously. See if she decides to take the shot here. Dorr's got speed, working inside, shot, and blocked by Biggs and out of bounds.
Yeah, that really would have helped the Terriers get some momentum in there. Would have got that free position goal.
Biggs also standing real tall in goal today. Nice outlet pass there to Martinez. She's working it all the way down. No need for her to pass. She can just use her legs to get past most of these defenders. And the Terriers kind of just fell back on that one. Didn't want to apply too much pressure. Give the Eagles an opportunity. Gardner passes it behind the net to Benoit. Benoit gets it back up top to Witten. Sorry, that's Martinez. Lauer now. Alone one-on-one up there, and Martinez is going to join her. Martinez looking for any and all options inside. She's going to get an option here to Langle. Langle shoots, and great save by Sign. Able to stop that one up close. She stepped out of the net to make that save.
Yeah, another great save by Sign. Jordan, one of the taller players out there. Sign getting her stick up there.
Yeah, she
able to stop it.
She was able to see that one preemptively almost, it looked like, and stepped up, made a fantastic save, keeping this game within 4. And that's going to do it for the first half of action. Eagles 7, Terriers 3. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back to Boucher Field for this North Atlantic Conference matchup between the Thomas College Terriers and the Husson University Eagles. Eagles holding a 7-3 lead coming out of the half. Sam, we saw a lot of really good plays from both teams, but the Eagles really found the momentum in the later part of that second half.
Yeah, the Eagles just being able to get down the field, getting those back-to-back goals in that second quarter, being able to get that and get it up to 7.
And so looking at some of these stats here, both teams doing a fair job clearing the ball. Thomas clearing just about 50% of their attempts. The Eagles 9 of 10, so 90%. Turnovers, though, have really been a big thing for the Terriers there. They have 13 compared to Husson's 8. But on the other side of things, the saves from Bristol Sign have really kept the Terriers in this game throughout. 8 total saves so far, and they have all been incredible.
Yeah, even though they've been down, Sign's still been back there getting those saves for the Terriers.
And so working their way into the offensive zone of the Eagles, they'll get the first chance of this second half. Benoit, low pass for Martinez. Now working behind the net is Gardner. Sees nothing in the middle, so a little bounce pass there to Lengel. Witten now on this close side. Still looking for a pass inside. Not able to see it. We'll pull it back out and dish it to Lower.
Eagles looking to get on the offense really quickly. Looks like they're trying to get into the goal as fast as possible.
Yep, here's an opportunity here. Gracie Gardner's shot is blocked by Pelletier, or Wallingford, rather. And Bristol Sign's going to be able to pick it up. A fantastic defensive stand on the opening possession. Great outlet pass now to La Rochelle. And now to Dorr. It's rolling on the ground, but a whistle is blown. So the Terriers will stay with it. Dorr will be the one who initially holds it here.
Yeah, Dorr, just one of the faster players for the Terriers, and being able to start off that fast break for them.
She's got speed. The pass just a little bit in front of Wallingford. Picked up by Pelletier on a nice scoop. She'll bring it back outside and allow the Terriers to reset on offense. Wallingford to La Rochelle. Skip pass to Pelletier on the far side. Maynard is shadowing there. La Rochelle cutting through, now working behind the net. Pelletier with 30 seconds to make something happen. Trying to work around Lengel using a screen. It's ineffective. Now a double team coming up from Lengel and Benoit. Wallingford looking inside. Here are some cuts being made, but not a lot of space given by the Eagles. So she'll dish it to Dorr. Dorr, 10 seconds remaining. They've got to make something happen here. Working behind the net, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and the Eagles with a great job of forcing a shot clock violation on their opening defensive possession. So both teams working real well on the defensive side.
Yeah, starting off this quarter, just getting a stop and getting this fast break going in right now is great for the Eagles.
Had an opportunity for a fast break there, but Lower unable to secure it. But it's Baker, who else, picking that one up and keeping the possession with the Eagles. Martinez working the top of the box with Gracie Gardner. Feed inside from Witten to Lauer is unsuccessful. That was a great look, though. And now here's a fast break opportunity. Working up the field now. Here's Sophia Clayton. Haven't really said her name all too much today. She's on the offensive end now.
Yeah, the Terriers just trying to be able to get down to the other side of the field. It's been a little bit difficult for them.
The Terriers are just going to work it on this close side and swing the ball around now. Playing some smart offense. Did a great job in transition there. That one's going to fall just short and into the stick of Beegs. High, arcing pass for Witten is secured, and she's got to take off because Dorr is right there to play defense on her. Speed for speed right now, and Witten's able to get it into the zone. Great job in transition, using her feet to keep the possession here and give the Eagles a chance. Lango working inside, has a shot, takes it in, a great save made by Sign again. Sam, I can't tell you how many times, actually I can, it's 9. 9 times she has made saves real similar to that, where the shot is way up high, and she's able to just secure it real close. Those were all doorstep shots.
Yeah, what we've been seeing so far for Sign in this game, just any of those high shots always ends up in her stick.
Free position opportunity for the Eagles as there was a whistle. This one from Lauer. Shoots and blocked, saved by Sign again. The incredible goaltending ability of Sign is keeping this a 4-point game.
Yeah, again, talking about Signs. Signs is doing great so far right now, especially being a sophomore, getting out there. They're going to love that in the future for her.
She has been so poised in this game despite seeing the amount of shots that she has. If you want to take a look at this, Eagles have put on 21 shots, and she has kept this a 4-point game. Just nothing short of incredible. So the Terriers working here on their offensive end now have done a better job possessing, but haven't really found an opportunity in front of the net quite yet. Here's Pelletier working against Benoit Martinez. Switched off and given to Montana Carrier. She's still trying to find a way through, and she'll finally get it out to a teammate behind the net. That's Gower.
Eagles, great inside defense.
Yeah, the zone defense has been working out real well for them so far. And with 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock, there'll be an opportunity from the free position circle. This time it's Dorr. A little bit of a better opportunity for her here. Shoots and is able to find the back of the net. Sadie Dorr finds a nice bounce shot into the back of the net.
Sadie Dorr getting her first goal for the year.
That is her first one, as you said. And this is her first year on the team. And her teammates love it. Every single one of them coming over to congratulate her on her first career goal. And you love to see that. A teammate who's done so well. We've seen Sadie Dorr be a part of this offense the entire day. And so you got to imagine in the other games she's been just as involved in the passing game, and really in transition is where she shined today. And takes advantage of the foul inside the shooting circle. Real good positioning. And lays one past Biggs to bring this back within 3.
Yeah, with passing not really being a stat besides assist, the stats just doesn't show how good of a passer she truly is.
And so a great start to this second half for the Terriers, as they've done well on the defensive side and are the first to strike on the offensive side of things. And they're going to have another chance here. Pelletier now working. It's a 4-on-3 and dropped, so they'll just reset it here with Clayton. Clayton's going to find her way behind the net.
Yeah, the Terriers having a little difficulty trying to start up a fast break, fumbling the ball a little bit, but still being able to reset and get a play started.
So a little bit more pressure from the Eagles here. Saw Maynard and Heth both playing further out on their assignments this time around. Clayton shadowed by both Montana Carrier and Layla Martinez. Shilly with a pass back to Clayton. And Gower now. Seeing a little bit of a different personnel for the Terriers this time around. Got to think that Coach Daly made some adjustments that she thought would be best to get her team back into it, and so far she's been right. That one was chased out of bounds by Maria Prothero unable to save it, and so the Eagles will take this one back.
Again, the Eagles so far in this third quarter, great defense out there, being able to get all those stops so far, causing all those turnovers.
Benoit's going to have a little bit of a run here. Gets it to Gracie. Gardner's going to pull it back out and reset with Langle. Langle a dish to Lauer. And they're just keeping it up at the top of the shooting circle here, trying to see what they have. Gardner, a feed to Witten on the far side of the field.
The Eagles really trying to set up some, be able to get inside. Terriers have been doing pretty good, not allow them to get inside, close to the goal.
Yep, great job right there. Benoit didn't have the play. Now she might, driving inside. Benoit off the stick of Sign once again. Falls behind the net. The Eagles retain possession, though, off the rebound.
Again, a great defensive play by Signs. Just getting all those saves, deflecting as many balls.
So many close shots she's been able to come away with the save. And Benoit fighting for it behind the net with Prothero. Witten a little bit more open. She'll take possession here. When trying to work around that crease, doesn't have anything. It's dished off to Langle. Langle driving around the crease. Doesn't have the shot yet. Pulls it back out. Resets. Benoit, hold on to it. Witten now. Looking, and firing. And Witten gets her second goal of the day on a low-to-low shot underhand and brings the lead back up to 4. A great answer from the Eagles on this possession.
Again, the Eagles going ahead and getting down low.
So make that 4 goals for Natalie Witten today. That's her third. So now she's got the hat trick.
But yeah, the Eagles again are attacking down low for Signs. Signs trying to move around and looking for the high shots for them because that's what they've been trying to do recently. But them getting down low, getting into the bottom corner.
Yeah, a little bit easier for Sign to see it when even if they go high to low on those shots, putting it on the ground. But in traffic, the awareness of Witten to put that one low and shoot from a low angle kind of makes it hard to see. Sign really didn't stand a chance with everyone standing in front of her. Eagles back with another chance. Langle, feed inside. This one's Martinez, and she nets it as well. Back to back. And this time Martinez adds her name to the board of scorers.
Again, the Eagles doing this again like what they did in the second quarter. Getting those back-to-back possession and goals. Really, really great for the Eagles so far.
And that time it was right off the draw on a fast break. Langle took it down the field, and Martinez cuts right in front of the net, unguarded, and had nothing but the goaltender Sign in front of her. Puts it low, and she comes away with a goal. So now Martinez, you'll see her take a draw control here. She's usually on that outer circle. Her and Langle are switching positions this time. 9-4 Eagles lead, 5:37 remaining in the game or in the third quarter. Looking for a shot clock reset. They had it. Back up to 90, so we'll get underway here. Here's the draw. Thrown up in the air. Benoit almost had it. Hitting the turf is Dorr. Her and Benoit clashed right there, and it's going to be a foul on Benoit. So Dorr will pick it up. Terriers have an opportunity to get the ball into their offensive zone.
Yeah, a little contact there. But Terriers going on down the other side.
Dorr delivers a pass to Clayton just in time before Martinez got there to be that third help for the Eagles. And so they'll keep it. Ball's on the ground. Picked back up. Here's Clayton again. kind of facilitating that right side of the field right now. Pelletier and Dorr working the top.
And again, with the Eagles, with the zone defense, doubling when needed, doing a great job inside that circle.
Yep, and you're not seeing a lot of pressure here. Working inside, Wallingford, nothing. Pass inside of the middle. It's rolling. Here's a race for it to the sideline, and Martinez just wanted it to go out of bounds, and it does. So the Eagles take it back.
Again, another great defensive play, defensive possession by the Eagles.
Baker drops it initially. It's still on the ground. Fight for it. Baker gets her own drop. And running down the field is Baker. 3-on-4, so she'll have to slow it down and wait for her teammates to get there. Multiple pushes inside that 12-yard mark, so they'll set it up here. Passing it around now. Witten, 3 goals on the game now. Feed inside of Benoit is missed. Here's a scrum for it. A lot of bodies in there now. It finally finds its way out, and Martinez the first to get a real grasp on it, keeping the Eagles in the offensive zone. 40 seconds on the shot clock now. Feed from Baker to Lower inside. She's looking for some sort of opportunity. It falls on the ground. She's fouled.
Yeah, just trying to catch the ball inside. It's a little difficult for both teams so far right now.
That was real tough. There was 3 defenders inside there, but now Lower will get a chance once again from the top. It's going to be Witten actually from that. No, it's Lower. Lower with a shot. Great save made by Sign. This time she saw it coming low, put the stick down, and was able to make that stop.
Signs again, just doing great on getting these saves in this game.
Adjusting well is Sign. Done well at that all day today. But the Terriers have some work to do. Sign being patient, waiting for an opening. It's passed off. And Gardner playing real tough defense against Cyphers. Ball's rolling, and it's going to be picked up by Maynard. But a stick's hit. And that's going to be out on the Eagles, so that play there by Caitlin Paul is going to give the Eagles a good chance, or the Terriers another chance on offense.
And the Eagles again, it's great defense so far in this game.
La Rochelle and Pelletier working the top. Pelletier trying to find a way inside. Low shot finds its way in for the 5th goal of the game for the Terriers. Pelletier's 3rd of the game, so she also has a hat trick.
Yeah, they're leading scorer for the team. Once she starts getting on a roll, the Eagles need to look out for her.
Pelletier working through several defenders on that one to get into shooting range for that, and I think similar to the goal we saw from Natalie Witten on the other side, kind of hard to see those ones when you shoot low to low. It kind of just rolled on the ground past Biggs before she even had a chance to see it.
Yeah, the many defenders and other offensive players, attackers that are in there. Yeah, that is a very difficult shot.
Martinez once again at the helm of this draw control. Quite the height difference there between her and Wallingford. But they seem to trust her. She did a great job on that last attempt that resulted in a goal. Tossed way high up in the air. Martinez, the first to hit it, gets it to Benoit. Martinez with a fantastic draw control once again. And now Langle, the first to possess in the offensive zone. Martinez now. Thought about stepping into it, did not. Dishes to Witten. Witten, long pass behind the net. Gardner now with possession. Benoit up front. And now Langle. Langle trying to work through defenders. Didn't want to take it. Gets it to Witten. Witten and now Baker. Baker spinning around, trying to find some space. There's nothing there. Benoit now. Pick set. Benoit driving inside, shoots, and stopped by Sign, and eventually picked up by a defender. but we're going to have a penalty in that circle. No, they call it off. It's Terriers' ball. Cyphers trying to find her way around Lower, and Martinez just has to toss it away. It's picked up by La Rochelle. La Rochelle, long pass to Wallingford, who's able to come away with a great catch. Now she needs some help as she's heavily pressured, but she gets into the alley in the restraining box.
Yeah, the Terriers are getting really aggressive on offense, trying to get downfield and get a score right there.
Wow! What a play by both Wallingford and Pelletier. Wallingford made the pass up close, and all that Pelletier did was make a nasty spin move and lay it for a low-angle shot past Biggs. That was not an easy goal.
Again, Pelletier, one of the best scorers on their team, being able to put a little move to that and get the goal for them.
Make that number 4 for Pelletier, bringing this back within 3. And remember, Pelletier, like you said, the leading scorer on this game, up to 27 on the year now, was also the only one to score in that MMA game, the last MMA game they played, and then had 2 out of 3 goals in the game right before that they played against MMA. So she has been the bright spot, the star of this show for the Terriers over the last several weeks and really throughout the season. Next closest in line is La Rochelle with 18 goals on the year. Ball's on the ground, and Baker's fighting for it with Cyphers. Baker comes away with it. Witten now looking to make a few stick moves, driving, doesn't see anything. Feed inside, shot and score from Layla Martinez. A one-timer shot, and that's her second of the day.
Martinez getting in there and just getting that pass right inside, and then getting right into it and scoring. It was a great look by Witten, getting that assist for Martinez.
Witten continues to add to her assist total today. Or actually, that is her first assist of the day, but her overall totals on the season, and really extending that record that she has right now for most assists from an Eagles player. 3 goals plus an assist, 4 points on the day. She has been the star for the Eagles.
Yeah, and getting the lead back up to 4 right before the end of this period. It's really good for the Eagles, and that's really what they want to see.
And she saw Martinez with that break coming all the way down the field with no one in front of her. Put it in the perfect spot for Martinez to transition quickly into a shot. That ball was in the stick for no more than half a second before it was fired into the back of the net. So back up to a 4-goal game. 10-6 the score as we come to the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter of action coming up shortly. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Final quarter of action coming up here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Eagles with a 10-6 lead over the Thomas College Terriers. The last 15 minutes of the Eagles season at home. And Sam, so far we've seen that momentum continue to build for the Eagles. Allowed a goal early on, but since then have done a great job fighting back.
Yeah, just the Eagles getting back-to-back goals off positions and just being able to get down to the other side of the field. The Terriers need to look in to try to get to the other side of the field as well and try to get some scores.
They've got to transition a little bit better, I think. We haven't seen them have that same success that they did earlier on in the transition. And also, these draws have gone the Eagles' way the majority of the time recently. Langle comes away with one there. Gracie Gardner working the top. So the final quarter of action comes to the Eagles having a possession first. Benoit now finds Martinez. Still playing far outside, not allowing that defense to, or almost teasing that defense to come out and play them. Langle to Gardner, or working around still. Baker with possession, now Martinez on this close side, low angle. Waiting for those cutters. Working behind the net is Langle again. Almost every pass is followed by some sort of cut here.
Yeah, the Terriers are trying to get into their defensive plays, getting inside, trying to double a little bit.
Baker loses it briefly, but is able to pick it back up. Feed inside was a low feed for Langle, unable to corral it. Somehow picked back up. Finally lost again and then picked up by Baker. Wow, the Eagles really shouldn't have come away with that one, but they did. Trying to find Martinez for a potential third goal on the game. Goes just high. And the time winds down for the Eagles, and so it's a shot clock violation. Terriers with a fantastic job playing defense that time around.
Terriers need to continue on with that, start some momentum.
Gower's working real fast up the field, trying to make something happen, and they know the Terriers know they've got to work quickly if they want to find their way back into this game. 4 goals, you got 13 minutes to work with, but you needed to get that momentum sparked now.
Yeah, just being able to start a fast break, get down the field, and get some possessions in.
So starting by just passing it around, they do have 55 seconds to work with here. Eagles not showing a ton of pressure early on. Kind of wanted to cut off maybe some of those plays that the Terriers had earlier where they were finding their way inside of the shooting circle.
Yeah, Eagles playing more tight.
Sydney Heth doing a really good job switching on and off. With Jory Boyd back at the crease of the net. That one's picked off, this time by Riley Maynard. She's got some speed. Dora's trying to keep up with her. And she'll find her way into the box. She's not out of the woods quite yet, though. Still heavy pressure. Maynard just looking for any sort of outlet. Finds Witten way in the corner.
That was just a great steal and getting right down the field.
So Maynard and Langle will switch out. Oh, it's dropped by Langle, but she's the only one there to pick it up, so no harm, no foul. Langle driving inside, left-handed shot, and a great save made by Sign again. Sign has had Langle's number in terms of the shots all day today. Langle several times has had shots right in front of the net, and Sign comes away with the save seemingly every time.
Yeah, Langle trying to get that left side, on the other side of Sign, but was just not able to convert again.
Yeah, she tried to go for that weak hand side, and Sign put the stick in the middle and slid over and was able to make the save. Wallingford, dangerous pass by Sign there with the defense on Wallingford, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. She comes away with it and is going to get it across half field. La Rochelle Going to see pressure from Maynard now after she made the incredible play on this side of the field last time down here. And then the Eagles will just fall back.
The Terriers again just slowing it down.
Looking for Pelletier was Wallingford. Benoit comes up with it. Nice outlet to Baker. Trying to outrun Dorr. Stick out in front. Maybe trying to draw a foul here. Shot and just wide left of the net. She was dodging and weaving through several defenders there. Just not able to get a good shot off.
Yeah, doing everything herself, trying to get down there and get a goal. But again, Sign making it difficult to see exactly where to put it in.
So Langle once again doesn't have anything, so just passes it back out. Witten at that right spot on the key. Gardner forced out. Gets a feed inside. Looking for Langle. It's dropped. Finally recovered by Benoit, who's going to take it around the crease and behind the net. Now riding the crease is Benoit. Shot just wide right this time for Benoit.
Again, Sign just getting in the way of the goal. And then some tough defense by the defenders for the Terriers.
Benoit rounded the crease so well there. Just tough shot in front of the net. Sign stepped out a goal. Changed the direction of that shot. Here's an opportunity now for the Terriers. If they work quickly. Prothero is leveled inside that shooting circle, so she's going to get a chance here from the prime spot, that top of the shooting circle. So we have not seen this in a little bit. The Terriers with a free position opportunity down in the zone.
And the Terriers trying to get in there.
And they're going to reset that back out to the 12-yard area, so a shot is not coming for Prothero. Or maybe it is. No. Defense closes in quickly. Good job by Jordan Langle and Maddie Benoit to close that off from Prothero. Feed inside. And that one's good from Wallingford off the bounce. An awkward bounce that hit just barely in the top corner of the net. And Sam, suddenly this game's back within 3.
Yeah, with that could start up their momentum for the Terriers. But also, again, a great shot. Even though the bounce didn't look like it was going to get in, Beeks just wasn't there to be able to get that ball from going into the net.
Sometimes those more awkward shots are the ones that find their way in because the goaltender isn't expecting them as much. So 10-7 lead now for the Eagles. 8:51 remaining in the game. Plenty of time for the Terriers to work with if they can keep the ball in their offensive zone. They have got to limit the Eagles, 1, scoring, but 2, taking time away on their side of the field.
Yeah, because the Eagles are going to look to just waste as much time as possible and stay on the other side of the field away from their goal.
We've seen the Eagles a few times this year, primarily against Maine Maritime, have trouble holding on to a 3-goal lead. And when it came down to crunch time, Maine Maritime, of course, the number 1 seed in the North Atlantic Conference right now. Thomas is the 4. But anything can happen in the game of lacrosse. Eagles are going to start with it here. Gardner's forced out. Good job by Cyphers, not allowing her to break inside for a shot.
Yeah, looks as the Eagles are going to keep pushing and keep being aggressive on the offensive side.
I think they feel the momentum from the Terriers. Feed inside, just off for Langle. And looks like maybe it was touched by a Terriers player. Could have been Hewins. So the Eagles will keep it off of the pass. It's a pass that went out of bounds. Here's Witten. Opportunity for goal number 4. And it's off the post.
And that was really close to being a goal. Another goal for Witten.
Wow, I was really thinking she had goal number 4, point number 5 locked up right there. But sometimes you get unlucky hitting that post. And that's a goaltender's best friend.
Especially for Sign today. just being able to be right in front of the goal so far, getting all those saves.
Baker, little dish to Benoit, and now to Gardner. Setting up in a different offense than we've seen. Benoit's going to finally extend the field and work out to that far side. Well, she'll take it. She's working inside. Defenders split in the middle for Benoit. She loses it. It's on the ground. Terriers could come away with it, but won't. It's bounced back outside. And Witten had another chance there. Wallingford, great job playing recovery defense. There's another shot from Witten. It's blocked by Sign, and now the Terriers can bring it down into their zone. Eagles defense working behind. There was a fast break chance, but it's going to roll out of bounds. No, it's going to stop just before it looks like. So close.
Just not being able to get that ball. Trying to start off a fast break would have been great momentum for the Terriers, but not being able to execute on that one.
Yeah, that one hurts a lot because they had a real chance there. This one's on the ground again. I'm looking to see some real aggressive defense from the Terriers. We see it there. Sadie Dorr passes it up to Eve Schultz and now Pelletier. Now, you still got 6 minutes to work with, but I think the urgency is just a little bit higher now.
Yeah, getting closer to the end of the game. Want to be for sure to get a score. Looks as they're going to take their time, set up their offense.
Caitlin Daly
Score.
probably drawing up their best plays. And there's a goal from Pelletier or Wallingford. Wallingford puts it just over the right shoulder. Almost no space between Biggs and that post. Nonetheless, able to find it. Sam, 2-point game. This one may come down to the wire.
Yeah, that is a very big goal for the Terriers. Being able to get that only down 2 and 5:43 left, they have time to get that return.
And promptly the Eagles are going to take a timeout here to discuss what has happened and transpired over the last few minutes. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. 5:43 remaining in this game, and it's down to a 2-point game. Thomas has been on the attack, and the Terriers have closed this one to within 2. 10-8 score. Sam, we're really in for a good ending to this game, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure, especially because the Eagles being able to get back-to-back scores. I feel like Thomas could also have the ability to do that too. But the Eagles need to step up their defense just a little bit, be able to get a stop and prevent Thomas from getting another score.
In the game of lacrosse, momentum is like a coin. It can land on either side at any time. And Pelletier has been the driving force behind that with 4 goals and Wallingford has added to that as well, also with a hat trick. And even more coming their way as the Terriers come away with the opening draw with Sadie Dorr. And expect them to use some time here to craft up a play after that timeout. Eagles probably had a lot to discuss as well defensively.
Yeah, that's really something that Thomas has. They're really good with is setting up a play on offense to go and convert for a goal.
And so Pelletier finds Wallingford. Wallingford driving inside. It has it knocked away by Maynard. A fantastic defensive play to stop that drive. Langle was knocked down, but doesn't even matter. It's going to stay here with the Eagles. She's going to dish it to Biggs. And now if you're the Terriers, this defense on the transition has to be elite. They're going to throw it to Martinez, the fastest player on this Eagles squad. And so the Eagles taking it down in the zone. Terriers just going to settle in. Not try and force the issue here.
Yeah, and the Eagles should look to not try to force anything too fast, but also being able to pay attention to the shot clock.
So a full 50 seconds here remaining for the Eagles to make a play and extend this lead back out to 3. Make it that much harder for the Terriers to come back. Ball's on the ground. Lango's got an advantage. Wallingford trailing behind. Drops the ball. Wallingford able to pick it up. Maybe a crucial mistake made by the Eagles. Thrown into the middle of the field. Dangerous pass to La Rochelle and now to Dorr.
This could be the momentum for the Terriers to get something started for them.
And how about Sophia Clayton stepping in front of that missed pass to not allow it to roll out of bounds and keep the possession alive. 3:38 remaining in the fourth quarter, down 2.
Again, Thomas taking a second, setting up, seeing what cutters they can get inside.
It's exactly what they're doing. Pelletier surveying the field and now coming around the crease. Working around. Met by Heth. Trying to find her way around Heth. Doesn't have anything. Makes a nice move. Shot. And saved by Biggs. A timely save made by the experienced goaltender. It's on the ground still, though. This is not over for the Terriers. And a big hit laid out.
Looks to be Gardner.
That is Gardner. And it looks to be we're going to see a card against Wallingford, and that is brutal for the Terriers.
Yeah, going down with about 3 minutes left for this game is something that the Terriers for sure do not need.
And this is a 2-minute penalty as well. That definitely hurts the Terriers' chances. But how about Biggs standing up strong and making that save on Pelletier's shot up close, maybe the game saver.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Biggs getting those saves because the Terriers haven't been able to get down to that side of the field. But, yeah, the experienced goalkeeper just being down there and getting that save.
Biggs having another great year in her final season here at Husson. Played a total of 536 minutes up until this point. 107 goals allowed, 53 saves. Has had at times where she hasn't had a lot of help from her defense, but she stands strong when she's got a good eye at the ball. Not to mention, she scored her first career goal this year, too. That one came against Linden, Vermont State University, Linden. Baker's going to have a chance to put this one away. And if anyone's going to do it, it would be Avery Baker. Baker with speed for the game. Shoots in over the net. Side stands tall. Still up around the back of the net. Benoit able to corral it, saving the possession for the Eagles. And Martinez, that one was off the top post and comes out. still with the Eagles. What a wild sequence. Benoit fouled inside, and now she'll get a chance.
That was a great defensive position for the Terriers. Even though being down one player, being able to get that stop was really good. But the Eagles also making opportunities to get down there.
Can Benoit be the hero? It's saved by Sign again. Sign with an all-time performance here today.
Sign again, just on the defensive side, just getting those saves, stopping the ball as much as possible.
1:40 remaining. Terriers have got to play some quick defense. Shot from Gardner is good. There it is. Gardner is the closer here at Boucher Field. That's going to make it way harder for the Terriers, and Sam essentially puts this one away.
Yeah, being up by this much now, being up by 3, it's going to be really difficult for the Terriers. Again, being down, one woman down, that could be something good for the Eagles to get this win.
You've got to give credit to the Terriers the way they fought back at the end of that third and the start of this fourth quarter, doing so well to bring this game back within 2 goals. That penalty really hurt them, though, and it's an unreleasable, so she's still in the box.
Yeah, it sure was something that they really didn't want to see happen, but sometimes just trying to play too physical, you get those consequences.
Wallingford was playing real well on offense, has a hat trick, and has been one of their best defenders today. Just trying to make the play. Can't blame her for that, but it did result in an unreleasable 2-minute penalty. So a game that comes down to the wire in this North Atlantic Conference matchup. Appears it's going to go the Eagles' way with 1:20 left. They'll bring it back up the field. And I expect them to just settle and kill time here.
Yeah, at this point in the game, just slow down the ball, pay attention to the shot clock, and you'll be fine.
They can totally run it out here with the shot clock. And on the men's side of things, Sam, we've got the men's Eagles team going down to Castine for a conference matchup of their own. That means a lot. This could propel them into second place in the conference if they win this game here tonight. And MMA, the leading team in the NAC for the men's side as well. That is going to be a tough game for the Eagles. Here's a goal scored by number 15, Jordan Langle. Everyone's getting involved. Finally able to escape those demons that kind of haunted her earlier on with Sign, and she puts one up.
Yeah, that goal for sure has got the Eagles to get this lead and get this win.
Take a look at our goal scorers here today. Avery Baker with 2, Layla Martinez with 2, Gardner with 2, Natalie Witten with a hat trick, Jordan Langle finally adds one, and Maddie Lower had one earlier in this contest as well. So spreading the ball well was what worked for the Eagles today. Multi-goal scorers lead up to 4. Take a look at what's coming up for each of these teams. Both play Farmington next on their schedule. First, it'll be the Eagles taking on the Beavers on April 19th at noon. The Beavers currently 2-8, 1-3 in the conference. And then the Terriers will take them on April 26th, Saturday, at noon as well. And those NAC games can mean everything coming down the wire here. Farmington, if they go on to lose to Husson, it could be a fight for the 3 seed with Thomas. Avery Baker driving inside. Sign with a great save. 12 seconds remaining. Just looking to clear this one out. Or might just even hold on to it here. And in a game that came down to the wire, the Eagles are going to pull away with a 12-8 victory in their final home game of the season.
It was a great win by the Eagles today. Not slowing down to get those goals, being aggressive, and just getting the win today.
And this, even though not senior day, probably a bittersweet moment for the seniors playing here, knowing they won't step back out on this field, at least in the regular season. There could be some changes where they end up playing at home here in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens with that. But potentially for the last time, they're stepping off this field. They'll probably end up playing Maine Maritime Academy down in Castine. They have to play them one more time before the playoffs. And just a fantastic performance overall. Thomas did a great job rallying back into this game, but the Eagles ultimately came away with it. And that's going to do it for us here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. For Sam Johnson, I'm Max Sturm. Have a great rest of your night.